Hey, Magic fans, welcome back. This is the Captain speaking here on Capnclydes MTG. Well, it is Lorywn spoiler season, and well, like I mentioned, there's going to be a shit ton every day. So let's just get into it. Don't forget, hit the comment section with all the stuff that you think. Let me know what you think about the cards. Like, subscribe, like Sawyer and Brandon. God bless them for being members. And hit the description to see all the sweet things we got going on from eBay TCG Player. Get you these sweet little pins right here. When you come to Whatnot, buy them on eBay, buy them on Whatnot. With Whatnot orders, you can get them for free now. Also, the Otaku Shop, 10% off. The code's Captain Clyde. Go hit it up. Sweet anime gear to your heart's content. Well, let's get on with it. So, we're going to start off with the special guest list. So, for the reprints, we have Idyllic Tutor. We have Kinsbale Cavalier. Not bad. Mistborn Clique, very nice, and a Wonderwine Prophets. So we're getting a lot of reprints in this set from the previous Morrowind um, Morning Tide era of cards, and I'm down with it. I like it a lot. The art is, I'm gonna say it's interesting. Um, I don't think it's bad. It's not the art I'm looking for per se, because it looks kind of like they cut pieces of paper out and kind of put it on like a diaphragm, whatever the fuck that thing's called. But it still looks good. Like for example, this one's okay. This was okay. The Mistborn Clique. This looks dope as shit to me. In this form of art style, this one, the Wonderwine Prophets looks rather well also. So that's what I'll say about that. So for me, the art style is going to be hit and miss as far as I'm concerned. But some of them, I will be honest, are going to look good, especially this click if you get it in foil. Holy shit, in this in foil, I think is going to be dope. So moving on. Some other special guest reprints we get. We get, of course, Bitter Blossom. Come to Papa. This looks sweet. We got a Fairy Macabre reprint. Good card. Goblin Chieftain. I don't know why this is in here, but we got some goblins. Whatever. Um, Decent card. Goblin Sharpshooter. Not too bad. Looks okay. We also have Heat Shimmer. Not the best reprint. Devoted Druid, also pretty sweet. We have Helix Pinnacle. Here's one I didn't think I'd see a reprint for. I mean, it wasn't on the list or anything, but like, it's just not one they reprint. And then we have Leaf Crowned Visionary. That's going to be a dope one. It's good in all the elves decks. And you get this in sealed. Ooh, is it going to be hot? Now, we also have Regal Force. Reprint, not bad. A Manamorphose reprint, which I'm not gonna lie, this shit's literally fire. Get it? Fire. Anyway, but no, seriously, this is insanely cool, and I hope to God I get this in foil. Holy shit, is this pretty? We have a Risen Reef reprint, which I don't understand this duck thing at all, but whatever. The old Slippery Boogle. And this is not the coolest thing I've ever seen. It reminds me of Lord of the Rings, and that's whatever. However, for some reason, this picture of Slippery Boogle really feels like a Slippery Boogle. Just gonna boggle, whatever. This looks right. It's not even good, and it looks right. It's just fucking weird. Anyway, so we also have the Dolem Gate reprint, Door of Destinies, which this is awesome. I would say I was gonna make another fire reference, but I won't go there. And a Painter's Servant reprint as special guest. This card is so expensive. You pull one of these out of this set, holy shit, Tola, have you hit the mother load? Just wow. 1,000 Year Elixir, not terrible. But it's still cool. I do like the art. I think it's kind of neat looking. I still can't believe we got Painter Servant. I'm just fucking shocked by that. And it's just really cool looking. Like, yeah. How do I say this? The original art's okay. I think this would have been better art if it had been actually drawn this way with all the extra colors on it and stuff. I don't know. That's just me. I'm being weird. Moving on. So we'll get to the actual set. Here we go. We have Anti-Ol, the Cursed Wretch. That's right. Anti-Ol, the Goblin. Oh, I forgot. That's right. Anti's Hovel was in Morrowind. Morningtide, one of the sets. That's why there's goblins. I stand corrected. I'm a dumbass. Anyway, moving on. So we have Anti here. Green, red, black, and 1 for a 4/4. Ward, Blight 2, which we've talked about several times. The Blight mechanic is a player puts 2 -1/-1 counters on a creature they control. So, interesting story. You can't kill Auntie if you can't blight your creature. So, if you have no creatures, you can't kill Auntie because you have to be able to blight a creature. Now, you may kill your creature when you blight it, that's fine, but you still have to blight it. As you can see, this is one of the new commander cards from the commander set, I believe. So, calm down, everybody. It's probably going to be fine. But that is still amazing for commander. Whenever you put, whenever one or more -1/-1 counters are put on a creature, draw a card. If you control that creature, if you don't, its controller loses a life. Also sweet. Now, also in commander, we have Ashling the Limitless. Old Ashling's back. Red and 2 for 2/3. Elemental spells you cast from your hand have evoke 4. That is so fucking dope. Whenever you sacrifice a non-token elemental, create a token that is a copy of it. The token has haste until the end of turn. At the beginning of your next end step, sacrifice it unless you pay 4 colorless. The big thing here, excuse me, sacrifice a non-token. So for 4 colorless, you can evoke anything that's an elemental from your hand. Immediately get the effect off of it. It then copies itself. You get the effect again. It now has haste. And it dies at the end of the turn like ball lightning, but for 4 colorless. This is going to be the most amazing commander ever. Because it has A, 5 colors in it. B, it's red and cheap. C, it's going to make elementals fucking insane. With double triggers. Just bananas. Anyway. Dawn Blessed Pennant, 1 colorless artifact. When it enters, you get to choose one of the creature types. Whenever a permanent you control of the chosen type enters, you gain life for 2 and sacrificing it. You may return a target card of the chosen type from the graveyard to your hand. Not bad for limited. Thoughtweft Lieutenant, white-green, 2/2. Whenever this creature or another Kithkin enters, target creature gets +1/+1 and trampled in a turn. That's going to be very big in limited and maybe even standard. A 2-mana 2/2 that pumps other creatures when it comes in is going to be dope. Not to mention, if this is just on the battlefield and you have a Kithkin deck, which may be a thing, shit's going to get out of hand. So, yeah, not even legendary. Next, we have me swiping the next page. Anyway, we've already talked about all these. I just wanted to make a mention here and put these 2 on here. We talked about the High Perfect already. We've also talked about the Attendant First Year. Go see those videos. These both are going to be sweet. And it's very interesting that she is not a commander. She is in the main set. So anyway, yeah, something I might not have mentioned last time. So anyway, moving on. Now, we have the Virulent Emissary, a 1 green elf assassin, 1/1 death toucher. Whenever another creature you control enters, gain life. This is great on several fronts. Not only is it an elf, it has death touch, and you gain life. It does a little bit of everything. We have the Vinebred Brawler, green and 2 for a 4/2. The creature must block if able, and whenever this creature attacks, another target elf you control gets +2/+1. Very nice. 10 Sprigs. 10 the Sprigs. 2 green and 2 colorless sorcery. Search your library for basic land card. Put baffle tap. Then shuffle. Then if you control 7 or more lands and or tree folk, you get to make a 3/4 with reach. Flying card. Probably not going to see any play outside of limited and probably commander, but still good. I mean, land fetch with a 3/4 seems pretty dope. We have the Selfless Safe Right, 2 green and 3 for a 4/2 with Flash and Convoke. That's right. Convoke's back, baby. When this creature enters, choose a creature type. Other permanents you control of that type gain hexproof and indestructible to end of turn. That's right. So for 5 mana, this elf will be a 4/2 Ambush Viper that will make all your shit indestructible and hexproof. Meaning, the whole new problem with the elf deck is you're going to swing in hoping you're going to kill their whole field, and they're going to block with all their elves and then proceed to tap them to convoke this in, and none of their elves are going to die. And then they're going to untap and swing back and kill you. This thing is way better than people think it is. So, next we have Lies Alna Informant, green and 1, Elf Scout, 3/1. When it enters or dies, surveil 1. This is an amazing common. A 3/1 elf that lets you surveil twice. Pretty good. Crossroads Watcher, green and 2 for a 3/3 trample. Whenever another creature control enters, this creature gets +1/+0. I mean, it's fine for limited. Bloom Tender reprint. Say it with me now. Bloom Tender reprint. Holy shit, is this going to be a wild set. Now, it has Vivid. For each color among permanents you control, add 1 mana of that color. Ooh, I think that's a new keyword forming of what that means. I think we used to call it something else, if anything. But anyway, point being, we get Bloom Tender in standard. It's going to be fucking sick. We also have Seer. Red and 1, instant, 4 damage creature or planeswalker for 2. That seems really good for all things involved. Unless you're getting hit by it. Anyway, the Elder Auntie, red and 2 for a 2/2 Goblin Warlock. When this creature enters, you get to make a 1/1 black and red goblin creature. Great for limited. Probably okay for some other sets, other formats, but for 3 mana, probably not. Perfect Intimidation. We already talked about this. Black and 3, exile 2 cards from your hand, remove all counters from a creature. Iron Shield Elf, black and 1 for a 3/1. Discard a card. This creature gains indestructible. And then you have to tap it. That's right. Not just for white anymore. This shit's getting real. This will be a powerhouse in elf decks and just a black deck in general, as we've seen how powerful this can be in standard in the white decks. So maybe mono white's going the way of Dodo, and mono black is back, baby. God, I hope so. I love mono black. Dosa Donglo, we already talked about this. Basic, get shit out of your graveyard, put it into play, but you just got to blight it. So, if it's on your turn, I already spoiled that one. Next, we have Unexpected Assistance. 2 blue, 3 colorless, convoke, draw 3, discard a card. We already talked about that one. Spell Snare reprint. Hello, Nurse. Counter target spell mana value 2. That looks nice. Curious Colossus. 2 white and 5 for this 7/7 mythic. When this creature enters, each creature target opponent controls loses all abilities, becomes a coward, in addition to other types, and has base power and toughness 1/1. Now, I know it's 7 mana. You can get this out of the graveyard by animating it. The big story here for me, for anybody who wants to play this, maybe not in standard, but let's say Commander, this 7/7 doesn't say this happens till it leaves the battlefield. It just says it happens. So everything on the battlefield is just fucked from then on, period. In a story. Thank you, Drive-Thru. This is going to be a powerhouse, I think, in Commander. People are going to like this card. Next, we have Personify. Oh, the Changeling stuff's here. White and 1 instant. Exile target creature you control, then return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control. Create a 1/1 colorless shapeshifter creature token with Changeling. That's right. It is a blue savior creature spell. And hell, while you're at it, make an extra 1/1. Because, why not? Meaning, when you start evoking shit, you can personify it. Let's not forget, there's a lot of evoke in this set, and this is going to be a deck archetype. So, next we have the Sun Dappled Celebrant, 2 white and 4 for a 5/6 with Convoke, 5/6 Vigi, not bad for limited. Champion of the Weird, hey, that's me. Anyway, white, wow, that's not even close. Black and 3 for a 5/5, that's right, 4 mana 5/5 in black. As an additional cost to cast a spell, though, you have to behold a goblin and exile it. So you exile a goblin you control, or a goblin card from your hand. So you have to, so if it's in your hand, you have to show it and then exile it. If it's on the battlefield, you already shown it, but then you still must exile it. Now you pay 1 life. You can blight 2. Target opponent blights 2. This is insane because once it hits the battlefield, if your opponent can't stop it, you can pay 1 life to make them put -2/-2 counters on their creatures over and over until, well, their shit's dead. And then when this creature leaves the battlefield, return the exile card to the owner's hand. Also pretty dope. Yeah, it's kind of like a almost like a reverse Thought-Knot Seer that lets you kill your opponent's shit randomly for life. Seems good. Why is this a rare? Anyway, Champion of the Clan Chan, white and 3 for a 4/5 with flash. Shit's getting weird. This Kithkin Knight, additional cost of the spell, you have to behold a Kithkin. I'm noticing a theme. Anyway, other Kithkins get +1/+1. This creature leaves the battlefield, you get your Kithkin back. I mean, 4 mana, 5/5, 4 mana, 4/5. All your shit gets +1/+1. Seems fair. Now, well, until somebody pays 5 life and make you destroy all your shit with blight. Anyway, Wonderwine Farewell, 2 blue and 5 for a convoke blue spell. Return 1 or 2 target non-land permanents to their owner's hands. Then, if you control a merfolk, you get to create a 1/1 white and blue merfolk creature token for each permanent returned to the owner's hand. This is fine. Probably best in limited, maybe commander. Blue not known for making dudes, meaning convoke's not going to be a thing really. Plus, it's a sorcery. Plus, you're making more dudes that, what are you going to do with your dudes? I mean, probably be good in the Urza deck, maybe with some artifact creatures. I don't know. Moving on. All right, next we have the Sizzling Changeling. Red and 2 for a 3/2 Changeling. When it dies, you exile top card of your library. Until the next turn, you may play that card. Nice for limited. We have the Voracious Tome Skimmer. Black and blue, 3 mana split. So for 3 mana of any combination of black and blue, you get a 2/3 flyer that whenever you cast a spell during an opponent's turn, you may pay 1 life. If you do, draw a card. I sense a combo. Just going to put that out there. So, then we have our first flip card, which is Tristan, the Callous Cultivator. Green and 2 for a 3/4, already good with Death Touch. Now, whenever this creature enters or transforms into this creature, you mill 3 cards. Then, if there is an elf card in your graveyard, you gain 2 life. Any graveyard, any card, not what you mill, just if there's one in there. Beginning of your first main phase, excuse me, you may pay 1 black. If you do, you get to flip him. So when you flip him, you now have a 3/4 Death Toucher. That is the pendant color, which is whenever this creature transforms, you mill 3 cards. Then you may exile an elf card from your graveyard. If you do, each opponent loses 2 life. Beginning of your main phase, you may pay a green. If you do, you flip them back over. A very interesting take, and maybe a attempted fixed version of Deathrite Shaman, except for the whole it doesn't give you mana shit. Interesting card. We'll see how it goes. Seems okay. Next, we have Sonar, the innovative first-year split color of red-blue, 2 red-blue, and 2 4-mana 2/4 with Vivid. Beginning of your first main phase, reveal cards top your deck till you reveal X non-land cards, where X is the number of colors among permanents you control, which will at least be 2. For each of those cards, you may exile a card of that color from among the revealed cards, then shuffle. You may cast that card this turn. Basically, 2 cards that are going to be red or blue. Not bad. He is legendary. Can blink him. Maybe popular in some commander red-blue decks that do prowess or direct damage. But 4 mana is a lot without flash or anything weird. But hey, who knows? All right, next. I mean, you can use him in commander to go hunt down, Time Walk. Anyhow, Blossoming Defense, 1 green instant. Target creature control gets +2/+2, gains hexproof in return. Very nice. Save the Queen card. Goat Napping. Goat Nap. Red and 2, gain control of target creature, untap it, it gains haste. If that creature is a goat, it also gets +3/+0. It's just funny that it gets pluses if it's a goat. Anyway, then we have the Lava Leaper, which is a red and 3 elemental. I know it looks like a goat. It's an elemental. Anyway, all creatures have haste. Whenever a player taps a basic land for mana, that player adds 1 mana of any type to their mana pool the land can produce. 4 mana, 4/4 with haste. That is a mana flare. Ooh, this seems good as a rare. Spicy meatball. Now, next we have Mornsong Aria, 2 black and 1, and players can't draw cards or gain life as an enchantment. Hello. Beginning of each player's draw step, that player loses 3 life, searches their library for a card, puts it in their hand, and shuffles. This could be really cool as long as you're ahead on life. And I mean before you play it, because you can't gain life after you lay it, so let's not get too wild. We have the Meek Attack. That's right, not Sneak Attack. It's a Meek Attack. Red and 2 enchantment. For a red and 1, you may put a creature card with power, total power and toughness 5 or less from your hand on the battlefield. It gains haste to begin your next end step. Sacrifice it. It's going to be interesting to see if a new version of Sneak Attack can, well, make the combos happen. Now, we have Abigail, the Eloquent First Year. This is a Strixhaven reference, and I'm not a little confused. But anyway, 2 mana, split color, black-white, for a 1/1 flying, first strike, lifelink. Now, when it enters, up to 1 other target creature loses all abilities. Put a flying counter, a first strike counter, and a lifelink counter on that creature. Now, this is basically removal to stop other creatures. That's also a 1/1 first striker that flies and has lifelink. I think this is going to be good as a removal card with legs. Yes, they can block this later and then kill both creatures, and voila. That's fine. The whole point of this is to stop big, nappy creatures. And it's also legendary. So if you got an extra one in your hand, you don't care if you block and kill the other one. You want to cast another one so you can, well, neuter another creature. Anyway. Goliath Daydreamer, 2 red and 2 for a 4/4. Whenever you cast instant sorcery spell from your hand, exile a card. Exile that card with a dream counter on it instead of putting it into your graveyard when it resolves. Keyword, when it resolves. If you counter the spell, it doesn't work. Now, whenever this creature attacks, you may cast a spell from among cards you own in exile with dream counters on them without paying their mana cost. This should be a mythic. Holy shit, is this cool. A brand new sweet goblin wizard. And, standard lookout. This thing's going to make goblin decks. Or giant wizard, I guess. It's not a goblin, really. I'm confused. It's a good card. It's a good card. Let's go with it. Moving on. All right, we have Moonglow Extract, black and 2 for a 2/1. Whenever this creature attacks, you draw a card, lose a life. Fine for limited. Bree of Clan Stormharm, we've already talked about her. Mirror Form, 2 blue and 4 colorless instant. Each non-land permanent you control becomes a copy of target non-aura permanent. This is going to be great for Commander. As you, well, let's just say, make a whole bunch of artifacts and then proceed to turn them all into something scary as you kill your opponent. But yeah, probably not going to be all that great unless there's some kind of weird combo, which, let's be fair, that's highly likely. Mirror Mind Crown, 4 colorless, as long as the equipment is attached to a creature. The first time you would create 1 or more tokens each turn, you may instead create that many tokens that are copies of the equipped creature. Equips for 2. Definitely a combo piece to several decks. However, 4 mana may make it hard to use. So we'll see where it goes. Probably going to be a pretty sweet Commander. Next we have, oh, that's right, the Oakmeister's back. Oko, Lorywn Liege, because why wouldn't this asshole be? Blue and 2 for a 3 loyalty. At the beginning of your first main phase, you may pay 1 green. If you do, you transform him. Now, if you don't, on this side, up to 1 target creature gains all creature types. Effect doesn't end. You basically make something a changeling. +1, target creature is -2/-0 till the end of turn. Kind of a way to protect himself. Then when you flip him over, you can also flip him back for a blue during the main phase. -1, mill 3 cards. Put a permanent card from among them in your hand. -3, make 2 3/3s. Or -3, make 2 3/3s. And then -6, choose a creature type. You get an emblem where creature types you control, the chosen type, get +3/+3, vigilance, and hexproof. I.e., turn 3, Oko, +2. Now has 5 counters. Next turn, not dealt with. Pay a blue mana, flip, make 2 3/3s. Next turn, flip. Start -2/-0 and everything until you get -6. Mission accomplished. Shit's going to get wild. Now, anyway, moving on to the Shrine Striker, blue and 4 elemental, keywords there, with Vivid. When this creature enters, draw cards equal to the number of colors among permanents you control. 3/3. You may be thinking to yourself, seems bad. You're right, it is. Unless you're playing Ashling and you want to put them into play for 4 colorless, and you have, 3 different colors on the playfield already, and that 4 colorless mana gets you a 3/3, lets you draw 3 cards, which then dies, and you then proceed to get another 3/3 with haste, lets you draw 3 cards for 4 colorless mana, and then proceed to swing on your opponent. Then this card doesn't seem so bad. I'm just going to put it out there. Anyway, moving on. Aurora Awakener, mythic, green and 6, for a 7/7 trampler. This is about to get wild. Vivid. When this creature enters, reveal cards at the top of your library until you reveal X permanent cards, where X is the number of colors among permanents you control. Mind you, lands are permanents. Put any number of those permanent cards onto the battlefield, then put the rest of the revealed cards on the bottom of your library in a random order. You may just hit lands with this, or you may hit some of the biggest, ugliest shit you've ever seen, like a Cradle of Behemoth, and proceed to kill your opponent. So, yeah, this is probably going to be a thing in Standard with Craterhoof moving forward. Next, we have the Chronicle of Victory. 6 colorless. When it comes in, you choose a creature type. Those creatures get +2/+2. First strike, trample. Whenever you cast a spell, it shows a type, draw a card. It is also 6 colorless, which means this won't see play unless it's in Commander. So, we have the Chomping Changeling, green and 2 for a 1/2 Changeling. When this creature enters, destroy 1 target artifact or enchantment. A 1/2 disenchantment legs, if you will, which is playable in almost any format. And when I say that, I mean limited in Commander because there's just better shit out there. Anyway, we have the Flock Imposter. I didn't notice it was staring at us. Holy shit, that's funny. It's also creepy as fuck. Anyway, 3 mana for a 2/2 Changeling. Flash, flying. Wow, that's pretty good. When this creature enters, return up to 1 other target creature controlled to its owner's hand, and it has protection. This is really good. This has got some stakes. Not bad. We have the Appeal de Rude, white and 3, Convoke, up to 1 or 2 target creatures each get +2/+1 till the end of turn. Fine for limited. We have the Bogart Mischief. That's right, Goblin Bogarts are back. Black and 2 enchantment. When the enchantment enters, you may blight 1. If you do, create 2 1/1 black and red goblin creature tokens. Now, whenever a goblin creature you control dies, each opponent loses a life. Now, the thing to worry about blight here is this says blight 1. It means you have to blight your own stuff, not your opponent's stuff. So, if you put this in play and you've got nothing to blight, you've got nothing. Notice it says there, if you do. So, yeah. Anyway. Now, Dawnhand Dissident, a black 1/2 rare. Tap. Blight 1, Surveil 1. Again, you have to blight your stuff. Tap. Blight 2, exile target creature card from a graveyard. Now, during your turn, you may cast creature cards from among cards you own, exiled with this creature by removing 3 counters from among creatures you control in addition to paying their cost. So, the point to this is kind of like I'm going to put a bunch of blight counters on my stuff and cast shit for free out of the graveyard. Now, this sounds very counterintuitive, as shit will just die. But we'll have to wait and see. It is a 1/2. It is an elf. And there's lots of combo possibilities here. So I reserve my shit talking till I see some other cards. Winnowing, 2 white and 4 sorcery with Convoke. Each player, or for each player, you choose a creature that player controls. Then each player sacrifices all other creatures they control that don't share a creature type with a chosen creature. This is a really bad Wrath of God. Just going to put that out there. However, it will be fine in some form of commander deck, probably somewhere. Anyway, Dream Caesar. This ought to be interesting. Black and 3 for a 3/2 flyer that when this creature enters, you may blight 1. If you do, each opponent discards a card. I.e., make this a 2/1 for 4. Or whatever. Kill one of your own shit, something else, or make something else smaller. I definitely see where blight is going to be a mechanic not just to kill your opponent's stuff, but to also do things in your deck, which will be interesting. Now, we have the Explosive Prodigy. Red and 1 for a 1/1 with Vivid. When it enters, it deals X damage to target creature an opponent controls, where X is the number of colors among permanents you control. This is fine for a 1/1 in Limited, which might kill stuff, but it's going to be hard to get this to do anything, to be fair, in any normal deck, because you're playing Wooburg. Anyway, Grub's Command. This ought to be good. Black, red, 3 colorless, sorcery, goblin sorcery, mind you. Kindred. Choose 2. Create 2 tokens that are a copy of target goblin you control. Creatures target player controls get +1/+1 gain haste. Destroy target artifact or creature, and target player mills 5 cards, then puts each goblin card milled this way into their hand. Interesting. It's a sorcery. I don't really like it. So we're going to move on. Now, Vibrance. Here we go. Elemental Incarnations with Evoke. Red or green, 2 mana, 3 colorless, 5 mana for 4/4. When this creature enters, if 2 red was spent to cast it, deals 3 damage to a target. If 2 green was cast, you get to search your library for a card, put it in your hand, and you gain 2 life. You can literally do both of these if you cast it for full price. Or, for 2 mana, you can go fetch a land, gain 2 life, and put it in your hand. Or, kill an opponent, creature, or them. It's a lightning strike / rampant growth variant where you gain life. This is going to be a 4 of in any deck playing red and green, or red or green. This is going to be an expensive GOG. I know it says elemental. Look at the picture. It's a dog. It's the goodest of boys, literally. Anyway, Harmonized Crescendo. 2 blue and 4 colorless with Convoke. Choose a creature type. Draw a card for each permanent you control of that type. Yeah, decent for commander. Now, Disruptor of Currents. 2 blue and 3 for a 3/3 flash with Convoke. When this creature enters, return up to 1 target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Again, blue not known for the beatdown and making creatures, so probably commander card. We have Risk the Evermore. White and 1 for a 2/2 flash. Whenever he enters, another target creature you control gains persist until end of turn, basically making him a way to save your creatures. When they get ready to die, a white, tap, remove any number of counters from target creature you control, activate only as a sorcery. That is insane. Just put that out there, because then everything's got persist, per se, if you keep blinking him. Anyway, we have Glenn Alindria's Answer. 2 blue and 2 mythic instant count. This spell can't be countered. This ought to be good. Counter all spells your opponents control and all abilities your opponents control. Create a 1/1 blue and black fairy creature token with flying for each spell and or ability counter this way. Also known as Fuck Your Storm and other things in a big counter spell deck in Commander. Notice it says all spells your opponents. Opponents. Yep, you're going to be making lots of fucking fairies with this, and you can't stop it. This is going to be a $30 rare. Or mythic. Whatever. Moving on. We have Kin Binding. 2 white and 3 enchantment. Creatures you control get +X/+X, where X is the number of creatures that enter the battlefield under your control this turn. Beginning of combat, on your turn, you get to make a 1/1 green-white Kithkin. So everything always gets +1/+1 for 5. Until you start, casting 2 creatures in the same turn, all of a sudden everything's 3/3 and fucking large. Probably still not the best card. Probably commander play because 5 mana for this effect is probably not enough, probably too much. Now, Deepway Navigator, a blue and white for a 2/2 with flash. And when it enters, you get to untap a Merfolk. And as long as you attacked with 3 or more Merfolk this turn, your Merfolk get +1/+0. It's fine. I don't see this being a big deal. Unless a blue-white Merfolk deck is a thing. God, that sounds weird to say. Anyhow, Hexing Sculpture, red and 1 for a 2/2. It can't be countered. It has ward. You got to pay 2 life. Also, spells you control can't be countered. Also, other creatures you control have ward, pay 2 life. Not legendary. Let me say that again for the cheap seats. Not legendary. This is going to be huge in red decks in every fucking format. You can't counter it. You got to pay to kill it. And then if you get 2 of them out, now everything you got to pay 4 life to kill shit. This is going to get out of control. This is going to be a very expensive rare. And if it's not, I would buy some and sit on them because this thing is sweet. Now, Champions of the Perfect, green and 3, additional cost to this spell. You have to behold an elf. Okay. It is a 4 mana 6/6 that whenever you cast a creature spell, draw a card. When this creature leaves the battlefield, return the card that you cast to your hand. This is just what elves needed. A way to freely draw an elf every time you play an elf. And a, 4 mana 6/6. Oh, this is going to be good. Elves and goblins galore in standard. Here we come. All right, and then finally, we have the basic land cycle. Behold, it is there. No one cares. The poet didn't know it. Then we got the full art cycle, which is nice. 2 of each. Beautiful islands. Good-looking mountains. Very nice forest. A couple sweet swamps. And 2 beautiful plains. Basically, all of them having daytime, nighttime versions. And I'm here for it. This is really cool. This is one of the best reasons to have more than one kind of full art basic land. Just going to say it. So, yeah. Now, that was a long one, and it's probably going to be that way the whole week because we get 5 days to spoil the whole damn set. Holy shit. Till next time, be kind, and as always, I hope to see you across from the game table. Whew. Fucking wore out from talking. Jesus, who thought?